What's going on, guys? It's the Mun from Movie Clicks. There is rumor about Wolverine vs Hulk movie. Let's take a look. They're actually working on a movie right now at Marvel with a new version of Wolverine and obviously a slightly different version of the Hulk. Marvel is developing a new version of Wolverine vs Hulk, and that would sort of be their next Thor Ragnarok style movie, because Universal still has the rights to release the films. Disney can't release their own Hulk film, and I think as part of that they also can't put Hulk in the title of a movie, so whatever this Wolverine vs Hulk movie would be, they'd have to bill it as a new Wolverine movie with Hulk in it. But if you're not a big comic book reader, one of the huge Easter eggs in putting Wolverine vs Hulk in a movie is that Wolverine actually debuted as a character in Marvel Comics for the first time in Incredible Hulk number 180 back in 1974. He literally got his start in the comics fighting Hulk in a comic book. Wolverine vs Hulk is the thing that goes way back to the 1970s. They've had 5 or 6 major fights that'll break down in this. Usually the most famous one you hear people quoting all the time is the Old Man Logan Wolverine vs Hulk fight, but of course as part of this they would have to recast the Wolverine character, but it would still be the Mark Ruffalo version of the Hulk. He still has movies on his contract, and because of the way they do motion capture for the Hook, it's a lot easier for him to perform the character as the Hulk even as he gets older. It's not like a Hugh Jackman Wolverine situation where it gets harder and harder as he gets older to maintain that crazy Wolverine body when he runs around shirtless. That doesn't mean that Hugh Jackman will never come back as the Wolverine character inside the Marvel movies. Wolverine's original backstory in the comics, and they would do a version of Immortal Hulk during the movie, which is basically God-level strength Hulk or Devil-level Hulk. Technically is more like a dev than God. They've already done an animated version of Wolverine vs Hulk. It's actually called Hulk vs Wolverine. In beginning of their comic book fight history, starting with number 6, the first time they ever fought was during the end of Incredible Hulk number 180, the very first appearance of Wolverine in the comics. That was 1974. The Hulk is crashing his way through upstate New York across the Canadian border. A very shadowy Canadian version of General Ross declares release Weapon X, and that's Canada's military answer to dealing with the Hulk. So this is still Wolverine before he joined the X-Men team, but he does debut in that yellow costume number 5. The next time they fought was when Wolverine got his first solo comic book series in 1988. There was a crossover that year during Incredible Hulk number 340, and of course there was still bad blood between them left over from their previous fight in 1974. Round 2 was a bit of a bummer because there was a character named Clay Quartermain that came in and stopped them before they actually were able to rip each other apart. For the next big rematch was in 1999 during Incredible Hulk Vol 2 number 8, but it was after a storyline in the X-Men comics where Magneto had used his powers to completely rip Wolverine's adamantium skeleton out of his body. So when this version of Wolverine is fighting the Hulk, he was using the bone claws, and because Hulk's body is so impervious to damage, you can guess what happened. Wolverine snaps his claws when he tries to claws Holt's face out. 3 is World Breaker Hulk vs Wolverine during World War Hulk, one of their most famous fights, also one of their shortest but still really badass. The way it went down, Hulk has come back to Earth from Sakaar for revenge against the Illuminati. But when he lands on Earth and gets ready to start smashing everything, one of the very first fights is Wolverine. They use it as a way to show you how much more powerful he's gotten, because he's gotten so much matter. It's the maddest, most powerful version of the Hulk that we've seen. That's why they call him World Breaker Hulk. So they throw Wolverine at him and you're like, oh shit, oh it's on now. Wolverine at the time had been in his most unbeatable form. They'd had a long history of comic book fights trading back and forth, so you assumed that Wolverine is gonna be able to stop him, but with all the heroes standing around in broad daylight watching when Wolverine goes to stop him, Hulk almost bitch slaps him into defeat in moments by dashing his adamantium skull so many times that it turns his brains to mush, effectively neutralizing Wolverine. The World Breaker Hulk version of Hulk still had a lot of Banner's mind, so using Banner's intelligence he knew that if he attacked Wolverine's brain, the center of his mutant abilities, to regenerate, it would take him even longer to heal the damage, so it was the quickest way possible to take Wolverine out for the entire fight. The whole thing lasted for like 2 seconds, but it's still one of their most iconic fights. Check out one of our newest videos right here. And we are giving some Amazon voucher gift cards to the top supporters of our channel. You all have to just subscribe our channel and comment on our video. At the end to this week we will give Amazon voucher gift cards to the best supporter. Stay tuned with us so you will never miss single one. I'm the Mun from Movie Clicks.